Hey guys, it's Infinity, coming at you today with another Elder Scrolls theory video. I know it's been a while since I posted a real theory video, but it's only because I really haven't had that many thrown at me that were really worth a big video. I have a couple right now that are lined up, so expect a couple within the next couple weeks. But right now, I wanted to talk about a theory for Elder Scrolls 6 that I think really actually could happen. And I'm not saying that all the theories I put out there I don't stand behind. I only put out theories that I really think are plausible. And I know I put out a lot of theories, but there are a lot of possibilities for what Elder Scrolls 6 could have. Today, a theory was kind of thrown at me. Two people came to me today with ideas. I listened to both of them, I thought about it, and I had a light bulb moment. So today, I'm going to be talking to you about a theory that I like to refer to as the Elder Scrolls 6 Peryite theory.
Breathe deep, mortal. I would have you hear me well. So let these vapors fill your lungs.
Now, before I continue, I would like to give credit where credit is due. I have gotten this theory from two individuals. Now, the first one's name is a longtime fan of mine that I always love hearing his theories, and his name is Brandon Ette+. Brandon was talking about a lot of other things when it came to the fall of mankind, how Redfall could be related to how Peryite is spreading disease, and the Empire is in chaos and collapsing, how Hammerfell could be the last bastion for survival, and he went into it. It made me think, but I think I might get into the subject of that in another video. Today, we're just going to be talking about Peryite. The second person that I'm going to be giving credit to is going to be, and I am so sorry if I mispronounce this, Tautvydas Nomeika. I'm pretty sure his name is Thaddeus. I couldn't figure out in the I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Thaddeus. I'm sorry. Nomeika. I am sorry if I butchered that. I will put the name up on screen, but thank you both so much. This person had said there is also a theory that Redfall could be a plague. And that made me think. The two things that both of these people said made me think to myself, Peryite, plague, Peryite, plague. You make the connection. This is actually an amazing idea. What if Peryite is spreading disease and he is one of the main problems within the Elder Scrolls 6? What if he is one of the major conflicts that you have to resolve as the protagonist of it? I would honestly love this concept, and I actually had to go back and play through the Peryite quest in Skyrim because I remember another person pointing out that in the quest in Skyrim, it seems as though he is planning something. So I went back and I played through the quest with this mindset, and I did notice a couple things that I'm going to be sharing with you right now. So when you first go to play the quest in Skyrim, you first have to be met with a person named the Afflicted Refugee. If they do not come to you, then Kanesh the Clean will probably end up coming to you himself.
He is the pus in the wound. Oh, proper ones curl their noses, but it's pus that drinks foul humors and restores the blood.
Kanesh the Clean is a follower of Peryite. He, in Skyrim, does not have that big of a presence, but he normally is a smaller Daedra, one of the lesser known and weaker Daedra, so compared to most Daedra, he does not have the biggest cult following. It is actually very interesting because Peryite, like I said, is considered one of the weaker Daedra. He is not by any means something to be laughed at, as he is still a Daedra, but compared to someone like Molag Bal or Mehrunes Dagon, he is not exactly one that would be considered very gruesome, very powerful, very righteous and dominant. He is more of a smaller Daedra, but he has a lot of responsibilities. It's actually said that he is one of the very few Daedra that takes hold of a lot of chaotic situations and keeps order. He is the Daedric prince of both disease and order. He likes to basically manage a lot of other things that are going on in the Plains of Oblivion. He prevents a lot of catastrophes from happening. Despite the responsibilities, though, that he has, he doesn't seem to get any of the respect along with it. He's actually one of the most hated Daedra within the inner circle of Daedra, and he doesn't seem to be respected at all for all the things that he does. Whether or not this is because of a previous event is uncertain, because they seem to point out that he deserves the lack of respect he receives, but they never seem to elaborate as to what it is that makes him so irredeemable. The thing about it, though, that makes it interesting, though, is that he does go through a lot of stuff, and he isn't really that respected, even though he does actually keep order by keeping Daedrons and such in place, which could tear apart Oblivion if kept unchecked. But at the same time, he is considered one of the weakest Daedra by all of the other Daedric princes, and by most of mankind and Myr. But to get back to what I was previously talking about, and now that you know a little bit more context about Peryite, let's get back to the quest I was talking about. The quest is started off by you being contacted by a person called the Afflicted Refugee. Now, the Afflicted are apparently the flock of Peryite. They are those who have been blessed, quote-unquote, by a disease that was given directly from Peryite to be spread amongst the world, causing order, as he puts it. The thing about this disease that I find very interesting is that the Afflicted actually become very red-skinned. Now, I know that's kind of a stretch, but I have to say it, red-skinned, Redfall, the Redfall plague that I could be going into soon. Of course, that's not the only connection I, of course, have to it being related to Redfall. See, I speculated a while ago in my Redfall Elder Scrolls 6 theme theory that the Elder Scrolls 6 might actually be set in the Iliac Bay, up near High Rock, which is also connected to Hammerfell. Now, it is said that the Afflicted, the plague that originally affects the Afflicted, it actually appeared originally in the area around High Rock and Daggerfall.
I sent a blessing to Mundus, a wasting plague that infected a scattering of Breton villages.
This is straight from Peryite himself. I have clips to prove it. But yes, he does point out that it is from the High Rock area, which is kind of cool in my opinion to think about it, because it's kind of ironic considering that I'm speculating that this is going to be set within this area, and that same area just so happens to be connected to this little theory. So yes, take from that what you will, but let it be known that the Afflicted Plague does originate up in the High Rock area. Besides this though, the quest doesn't seem to have that much more significance. It's mostly just the very standard Daedric side quest. You get a reward at the end, and that of course is the Spellbreaker, which is of course Peryite's Daedric artifact. The quest just has you go and basically kill the misguided leader of the Pack of the Afflicted, so that Peryite is not being misconstrued by his followers. Now, of course, as I played through this quest, I noticed a lot of very unique, I suppose you could say, items and decorative pieces lying around. Like, they really put a lot of effort into the dungeon that was going to be in this quest. And of course, that is a very good sign that this quest could mean something moving forward when we come to the plot of Elder Scrolls 6. Because, if you're not aware, in Fallout 3 there was a very similar quest that was kind of off to the side that involved you finding a synth in Rivet City. This basic concept of synths and the Commonwealth would eventually make up the entirety of the main plot of Fallout 4. Now, we could have a very similar situation going on where the Peryite quest in Skyrim could be alluding to the main plot of Elder Scrolls 6. This is not concrete, but we could have a situation like that right now. My only issue that I began to think of was the Redfall plague could be the term that is used for the disease that Peryite could make for the game. The thing is, there are not a lot of things besides the skin color of the Afflicted that are red when you look at Peryite. See, it doesn't really necessarily matter. They can make whatever they want for the next game, and for all we know, the Redfall name was thought of about halfway through the process, about maybe a year or two after Skyrim's release. The thing is, though, if you're going to make a plague called the Redfall Plague, I'm not entirely sure if there's a lot being alluded to in this quest here that kind of makes you think Redfall. Now, moving on to the last thing I wanted to talk about, because there really isn't that much more in the quest that is really significant when we're talking about this theory. You do defeat the person who is leading the flock of the Afflicted, and come back to Peryite and receive the reward, and he does give you a little bit more of a mention as to the events of the origin of the plague and all other such things. But that is unimportant right now. We've already talked about that. The thing I do want to talk about before I move on to the end is basically, why would Peryite actually want to rise up and cause such chaos? Well, one, he's a Daedra, so I mean, that's more than reason enough to believe he would want to cause any issues. But why would Peryite want to cause such an uproar? Why would he want to cause chaos? He likes order. Well, I like to point out the idea that everybody once in a while reaches a point where they kind of just snap. Peryite could be tired of being treated like nonsense. He's not respected, he has a lot of responsibilities, and he's not really respected by anybody in the mortal plane as much as the Daedric plane. So maybe he wants to show off that he should be respected, that maybe he shouldn't be treated like, well, dirt. Maybe he should be given a little bit more credit than he's given. And this could be the whole point of the Redfall plague. Maybe this plague could be something that is utterly devastating to not only the realm of men and Myr, but just to, well, a lot of the followers of the other Daedric princes. Maybe this could eventually reach them. Maybe there could be a plague that would spread not only along the realm of men, but through the planes of oblivion. This whole concept is very interesting, and it would give Peryite a lot more needed lore, as he's not really that delved into right now. He is of course there, he has his Daedric quests, and he's been in every single game since Daggerfall, but honestly he doesn't have that much information to him, but he has a lot of potential considering that there's just a lot of build up right now. There is all these things that are weighing down on him, and it's just waiting for the right moment for him to snap and show everybody that he's just sick and tired of their nonsense. So yes, this could be the perfect excuse. This could be the perfect time for us to see more Peryite, and it would honestly be very interesting, as Peryite, like I said, he's already a very interesting Daedric prince. We could see him shirk off his responsibilities of taking care of the Daedrons that are constantly going on in the plane of oblivion, and now he could be just shirking it off, and the other Daedric princes could realize, oh crap, we need Peryite right now. So maybe there would be a thing where everybody, just like maybe with Jiggalag, they all have to unite, and they all have to do something about Peryite, whether it be them fixing the mistakes he has and banishing Peryite even more, and giving us a reason as to why maybe he isn't already respected enough as it is, as maybe this isn't the first time that he's tried to do something like this. Or we could see something, like I said, where I mentioned earlier, he could be spreading a plague throughout the planes of oblivion, and maybe it is killing all of the creatures that are following the Daedra, and we could have a situation where they need to put Peryite in line, and this would also give us a reason as to maybe Peryite did this before, and maybe this is why he isn't respected by the other Daedra. Regardless, this is a very interesting theory, and I just had a lot of ideas while I was thinking about this today while I was at work, and I wanted to sit down and just let you guys think about it. Like, let you guys know what I thought, and maybe you guys can let me know what you guys think. Maybe something more will spawn from this. Maybe I'll have to make a part 2 to this if you guys come up with something that is even more evidence enough to make me believe that this theory has more weight. I already am on board with it, but like I said, your opinion matters, and for all I know, there is much more to this than I'm even thinking about. Anyway, enough of my crazy rambling. It's kind of nice to have another theory, and I wanted to thank Brandon, and I'm actually looking at your name now and I'm thinking it's Thaddeus. I am sorry that I mispronounced it earlier, and I'm sorry if I'm still mispronouncing it. If you guys have any theories that you would like to put my way, any ideas, any news, I am so happy to put it out here for you, give you credit and everything. Just thank you so much for watching if you have. If you, like I said, if you have a theory, you can reach me down on my Twitter, my Discord, or through my email that will all be down in the description. This has been Infinity Break, reminding you all to say it with me now. Play well, eat well, and of course live well, friends. I hope you guys go out there and strive to break infinity.